The Bible has a reference to two standing in a field. One is taken and the other is left behind. Does this support the belief that there will be an evacuation of part of humanity by spaceships? In this case, the reference could be applied to a faith in the creative process and to coming into alignment with the expansive self contemplative flow of energy that births each soul expression into manifested experience. When that alignment reaches a degree of compatibility that allows for a transition to higher dimensional experience, the transfer can be completed during the life experience. It can, but it is a rare happening when the planetary whole is vibrating at the present rate. It has been a long time since that has taken place. This is not to say that some blending experiences have not happened insofar as massive spaceship removals of humans from this planet has been circulated. Contemplate 7 billion plus beings and consider how many ships with facilities for them this would take, and the answer is obvious. If humanity, experiencing as they are now, were transferred to another planet, there would be two planets in trouble instead of just one. Each and every being on this planet came with the purpose of bringing the situation here into alignment with the cosmic plan of free will experience leading to balance. That constitutes a lot of intention. That intention is there to be tapped in order to bring the situation to completion. When humanity, or at least a significant portion of it, can go through the situation and heal it themselves, then and only then can they move through their intention to come into balance. In this greater picture of each soul's evolvement, none would choose to be rescued. At the base of the rescue stories lies the victim consciousness. Does this render those messages false? That is for your discernment. Always there is truth to be found, and it is difficult for each. Ask the knowing part of self for discernment and proceed from that point to consider, and you will know. The presence of an energy cycle called the photon belt is circulating. It has been reported as being seen as a donut-shaped energy field near the Palladium star system. Does it really exist? Indeed, it does, and calling it a cycle is the key to what it truly is. Regardless of what has been seen, it is a transition of movement between the polar experiences of positive and negative. This experiencing has been pictured by many as a pendulum type movement from one extreme to the other. This would be appropriate in linear thought. However, higher dimensions are not experienced in a linear process. Since the great part of experience is in higher dimensional expression, the explanation must be thought of in holographic terms. Religious writings contain some references to wheels within wheels that indicate there are multiple cycles that are in motion and interfacing with each other. This brings to mind the workings of a mechanical watch. However, now you have watches that keep perfect time without those wheels. In this way, cycles can also be in process that are not necessarily circular in motion, even though circular motion is observed going on around you, such as the motion of the solar system and the zodiac. From the greater holographic perspective, these circular motions are spiral rather than circular, allowing for the expansiveness of the creative energies. If indeed they were circular, then all that is would be static rather than expansive. This would limit evolvement, and as you can easily contemplate, boredom and death would indeed be truth. From this perspective, you can now understand the importance of expansiveness as being at the basis of creation and how evolvement is a natural constituent of experience. With this as your frame of reference, you can begin to grasp that the spiral is accomplished by interlacing the polarities with the circular motion to widen the circle and to either lift or lower the continuity. The shift of energies that are necessary to accomplish the transition between the polarities is something like an electrical charge. It is accomplished by entry and passage through an energy field that causes a change in polarity. These energy fields are also in motion and move through the galaxy in cycles that coordinate with all other cycles with mathematical precision. Planet Earth is now poised at the transition point of several cycles. This is an occurrence that does not happen frequently and is of great interest to this portion of the galaxy. The result of these coinciding cycles is that the transition between polarities will be of greater impact and import, enhanced by the fact that the consciousness of the beings and the planet poised to do this, these are not at the level of evolvement that was intended through the failure to make the transitions that were available in the last approximately 26,000 years cycle. Added to this is the deliberate plan of the adversary forces to disrupt the cycle, transition into deliberate chaos, intending to continue the negative polarity cycle for their own purposes. This then brings into understanding the necessity for the humans on this planet to make a leap in consciousness in order to survive this transition of energies into the next cycle by coming together in a mass consciousness that has a combined focus of an increased frequency. The upliftment through the release of victim consciousness into personal responsibility is the shift that would accomplish this necessary change. The degree of shift in the mass consciousness will determine the intensity of the planetary experience at a point within the energy field that you call the photon belt, with the ability of humanity to experience the transition through it. It will also determine the ability of the adversarial plan to accomplish its purposes. Needless to say, their plans will never be allowed to be successful. But the question remains as to what part Earth's inhabitants will play and where the soul awareness will find itself when the scenario plays out. It must be emphasized that the ground crew is included in this drama. Volunteering to help also carries with it the responsibility of becoming part of the destiny of the planetary consciousness. There will be no rescue. Each will rise or fall within that destiny. This then adds the necessary commitment and focus of energy in helping humanity to accomplish this last ditch effort to come into vibratory alignment. As read by your humble messenger of the Law of One, Embracing the Rainbow, Chapter 2. Be in peace.